am Stephen Willis from Stress Solutions at Turning Point Counseling Center in Abilene, Texas. It's not easy coming in to discuss personal struggles with someone that you've never met. And so I wanted to take a few minutes to welcome you to this website and introduce myself to you. My background is that I was born in Central Texas, Temple, Texas to be specific, raised in the Air Force. My dad was a fighter and bomber pilot and later a flight instructor. I've been married since the mid-1970s, and I have 2 children in their 30s and a couple of brilliant grandchildren. I've been interested in hypnosis since I was in 6th grade. I remember our class took a field trip from Wichita, Kansas to Topeka, and I remember a fellow student hypnotizing someone on the field trip. And I was fascinated by that, though at the same time I was skeptical. I began experimenting with self-hypnosis when I was in my early 30s, and I started working with hypnotherapy after receiving training in my graduate program when I was in my mid-30s. My approach to therapy is to work on what the client wants to work on. The problem is put out there between the two of us, and they know things about it, about their problem that I don't have a clue about. And hopefully there are some things that I know from my education and experience that will help in dealing with the problems they're bringing in. And so we work as colleagues on the problem, and when we're finished working on what they want to work on, then therapy is finished. I don't try to keep people hooked into therapy. I don't consider that ethical. I tell people that I chose this as my career, and they probably didn't choose to have a career of being a client. When it comes to working on problems with stress, I like to give the client some tools from the first session that they come in that they can use at home to immediately start helping reduce their stress and manage their stress. From there we work utilizing those tools and other approaches to reduce the stress in their life. My interest in stress disorders also began during my master's program. One of the common threads of individual, couple, and family problems was the stress under which people were living. And in 25 years of counseling, it seems to have only increased in society, affecting people's health, their relationships, their enjoyment of life. As an example, one time I was taking some graduate students through a guided imagery that had them imagine being in a small town in 1928. I had no idea how they would react to a time that was probably before their grandparents were born. Every one of them, when they came out of the trance, said that it was wonderful, and I asked them why. And their answer was no cell phones, no email, no Twitter, no Facebook. And it kind of indicates how, even though people are involved in those things, they don't always appreciate the demands and stress that it puts on them. I hope that this gives you some helpful information, and if you have any other questions, please call or email me.